Next question, question number 4, nice and quickly. So in this one, we are now going to put in the harf jar, meaning the prefixes or those words when added onto a noun, they give the ending a jar, a kasra. So we have min, ila, fi, ala. So from, to, in, and on. Nice and quickly, what I want you to do is put the correct one in, read the sentence, and translate as smoothly as possible, inshallah. Okay, if you put your names in the chat box, please. Jazakallah.
Okay, I'm actually going to go through the list. So after Sister Kashmira, we'll go to Sister Zaida, please.
Al-Kitabu ala al-Maktabi. The book is on the table.
Yeah, excellent.
Just one point to mention, can everyone make sure that they try and join the words properly as well? So al-kitabu ala al-maktabi. Because what's going to happen is if you try and avoid not joining the words at a later time, that may create further confusion in terms of how do you join or what a word ends in. So if you see that there's a word to join onto another, please do so. So al-kitabu ala al-maktabi.
Thank you very much. So Brother Zain, would you like to try the next one? And bearing in mind what Abrar has just mentioned, right?
At-talibu fil fasli. The student is in the classroom.
Yeah, great. Okay, so thank you, Brother Zain. Let's follow on with Sister Zainab. Would you try the next one, please?
Zahaba Hamidun ilal Jamiati. Jamiati, I guess, university, I guess.
Okay, so let's do the word by word. So Dhahaba Hamid.
Dhahaba, Dhahaba, he left.
He gone? Yeah, Hamidun's gone, right?
Yeah, he gone in the university.
Yeah, so what's the word we put in the middle to join it up?
Alal.
Okay, I think it's, okay, say that again.
Ilal Jamiati.
Yeah, that's it. Ilal Jamiati. Well done. Exactly that. Fantastic. Okay, so who's next on the list? We have, we're going back around again, I guess. Sister Faryal.
Before I continue, I have one question. I raised the hand for that. You know Zahba and Kharaja. Can we use that, like you see, Zahba Hamid, this one, so we can say Hamid went. Can we say that in Zahba and in Kharaja? Because to me it seems a past, right? Kharaja means he left. So can I say that Kharaja means left as well in the translation?
So just to keep it simple, we'll say for Kharaja, left or got or went, and Dhahaba, gone.
Okay.
So just to make it easier to understand.
I'll write it down, Dhahaba, gone.
Yeah, because Kharaja is just left, but where we don't know, Dhahaba is gone too, generally gone, which requires ila with it from time to time, but gone too. Yeah.
Right, thanks. Okay.
Yeah, I think Abraham mentioned a good point. I always remember Kharaja you don't know where he's gone. He just left. Yeah. Whereas Dhaba, you have to explain where they're gone.
Okay. So, خرج المدير من المدرسة. The head teacher left from the school. Left, no? خرج المدير من المدرسة. Wrong?
Yeah, I guess if you can say that, you can say that. Yeah.
Or
that's fine, yeah.
He
It's
left
fine.
to the school also we can say kharajal, because the hand is there and the words I can't see. Thank you. Kharajal mudiru, and if we can say to, we can say ilal madrasati, that he went to the school.
That would work. That would work. Yeah. Interesting point. Can you say min al-madrasati?
Min al madrasati, that he left from the school.
Yeah, I guess you could say
And
both,
he left
right?
to the school.
Mm.
He went to the school. I don't know.
That could work as well. Okay, excellent. Who do we have next followed on the list? Okay. Let's continue with Brother Zain.
So just one point before we go on. So here, if you to use kharaja, you would say kharaja al-madiru min al-madrasati. So the principal went from the school. If you're going to say to, then you say dhahab al-madiru ila al-madrasati. So the principal went or was gone to the school. So that would be the slight difference. Okay, but yeah, it's quite interchangeable. But just to give some level of accuracy. Okay, Brother Zain.
Okay. ذهب محمد من الصين إلى اليابان. So Muhammad left from China to Japan.
So Muhammad is gone. So we'll use the translation gone.
Muhammad has gone. Yeah, ذهب. Muhammad has gone from China to Japan.
Yeah, Brother Zain, can you say the whole line again? I think it's quite. It's a good thing for everyone to understand that. You did it really well. So please just repeat that again.
ذهب محمد من الصين إلى اليابان.
Yeah.
Muhammad has gone to China. Sorry, Muhammad has gone from China to Japan.
Yeah, min is from, and then ila is to. Excellent.
Okay, so just to clarify very quickly, some of the spellings that we come across. Al-kalimatul jadidatu, so new words. Al-madrasatu, the school. Al-faslu, the classroom. Al-hamamu, the restroom. Al-mirhadu, the toilet. Al-matbakhu, the jami'atu, the university. Al-suqu, the market. Al-yabanu, Japan. Al-sinu, China. Al-hindu, India. And Al-filipino, the Philippines. And mudiru, which is the headmaster or principal. Dhahaba, he's gone to. Kharaja, he went out, or he حروف الجر. So في على من إلى من حروف الجر are from the letters. So حرف is letter, حروف is plural, letters, from the letters of al-jar, from those which give a jar, a kasra at the end. Okay, so that's pretty much rounded off that very nicely. There are notes here at the end of the chapter to read. We will
Here al-Hindu or al-Hindi?
Sorry, could you say that again?
The one word I saw here, they were mentioned al-Hindu or al-Hindi.
So default position, sorry, excuse. So the default position for all nouns, regardless, the default position or the original position is it will either be a single rafa or a double rafa. So a double rafa is only in the situation when it's non-specific. Okay, for example, baytun, maktabun, dikun, so on and so forth. But if you say al, then it will have a single rafa. So what was the word you were asking, sister?
Al-Hindu.
Or
Al-Hindu, yeah.
Because it's a country name, right? So
Yeah.
how we say, is it al-Hindu or al-Hindi?
So al-Hindu, it will only be al-Hindi if there's a min, ila, fi, or ala before it. Okay, so you would say al-Hindu by default, always. All Arabic nouns, words, but default position, original position is always u or un. Un, double rafa, u, single rafa, always. Okay. All right.
Actually, question on that one, right, is again, so going back to the sister, how would you say I am from India?
You asking me?
Yeah. So if you're asking about the al-Hindu, al-Hindi, right? So how would you say I am from India?
I am from India. Ana.
That's your al-Hindi, right? If you just say in India on its own, or how would you say that then?
India, only India. Al Al Hindu.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so we have some more vocab here on page 36. Again, just for your notes, some of them we've already gone through. So ala on, as-sama'u, sky, or the sky, al-faslu, the classroom, al-mirhadu, the toilet, hammamu, the bathroom, al-matbahu, the kitchen, and fi, in. Okay, 37. Ad-darsul khamisu, alhamdulillah. So we are now on the fifth lesson in our green, different, right. Okay, can everyone see the whiteboard? If you can't, please say so. Sometimes it does take a couple of minutes to upload. Okay, right. Hopefully now everyone should be able to see it.
Now we can see it.
Okay, so
I can't see it.
you can or you can't?
Oh, you're actually writing with the pen.
Yes, I'm going to be writing because we're coming to a new rule. So I want to introduce that rule, inshallah, and then we will finish on that. So the new rule, again, as I mentioned at the beginning of the course, if you want to make independent notes, feel free to make sure that you do make notes for the benefit of the understanding. So the next rule we're going to come across is called mudaf ilay.
Brother, can you do the big screen?
Sorry, the big screen. I'm not sure if I. I'm not sure if I can. I'm not sure if I can increase the size. Brother Ace, any idea?
Just the font size, yeah? Can you change the font size?
There are options in there
I don't think there are options.
in the setting.
No, I don't think there are options. No. Don't see. No, there
You
are.
know, she can try on the view option on her screen.
Yeah, if you're doing it from a phone, you can enlarge it with your hands. If you're doing it from a computer, then you can zoom in. You should have an option.
Done.
Yeah, because why I don't want to zoom in is because that might become difficult further. So if you find it smaller and you're doing it from a phone or an iPad, just enlarge it with your fingers, or you should have a zoom option. So you should have it at the bottom here somewhere. So mudaf ilay, which in English otherwise is known as possessor. Okay, so those are the direct translations. Mudaf means possess. Mudaf ilay means possessor. Okay, right. So now we're coming across the examples of mudaf. Okay, right. So this is a new rule we're coming across, which is showing a new sentence structure about possession and the owner of that possession. So possessed is known as the mudaf, and possessor is known as in Arabic as mudaf ilay. So the word that I've written here is, sorry, if it's a bit too fancy, please say so. غرفة hamidin. Now I'm going to go through the rule. Once I've gone through the rule, then we'll do a few examples. So the first word in the structure is always a possessed. The second word in the sentence is known as a possessor. Okay, so I'll repeat that again. In this sentence structure of a possession and its possessor, the possessed will be the first word always. The possessor will be the second one. Okay, so be very careful of that. Now I'm going to go over to what the word endings are. Okay, so in relation to the possessed. So here, ghurfatu is room. Okay, so we are now talking about the possession. So in relation to this, I either call it diacritical marks or you can either call it signs. That's up to you, whatever word is easier for you to understand. So the question is, what are the rules? Okay, so I'm going to verbally explain them and then you can question if need be or get a clarification. So the possessed by default will always have a single rafa. The possessed by default will always have a single rafa, like all Arabic words. Okay, so here it could be ghurfatu hamidin, it could be maktabu hamidin, it could be diku hamidin, it could be mirhadu hamidin, it could be baytu hamidin. So the default position of the sign or the diacritical mark for the possessed is always a single rafa. Okay, now point number 2 in relation to the possessed. So the possessed, i.e. the possession, can never have alif lam or tanween. Can never have alif lam or tanween. Such as I can't say al-ghurfatu hamidin, or I can't say ghurfatun hamidin. I can't say al-baytu hamidin, or I can't say baytun hamidin. I can't say ad-diku hamidin or dikun hamidin. It will always be a single rafa, okay, or dhamma for those of you who understand. So it will always be as I read initially. So ghurfatu hamidin, baytu hamidin, maktabu hamidin, qittu hamidin, kalbu hamidin, so on and so forth. Okay, point number 2, the possessed, which is known as the mudaf, okay, the possessed will never have alif lam or tanween. What is tanween? So far as what we've learnt, a double rafa. Okay, so far what we've learnt is a double rafa. Okay, so there are 3 types. You get double rafa, double jar. We have come across jar, which we're going to come across in a minute. So tanween is a word which means either double rafa or double jar or double zabar or double fatha, but that's known as double nasab. Okay, so that's what tanween is known as. Any questions? Please do ask. So that is clear. The mudaf, the possessed in Arabic is called mudaf, meaning the possession. Okay, so by default it will be a single rafa, and it is never allowed an alif lam or a tanween, meaning a double rafa, and so on and so forth. Now we're coming to the possessor, the person who owns the possession. So point number 1, in terms of its diacritical mark or its sign, it will be either a double jar or a single or a double jar. Okay, it will always be a single or a double jar, kasra, zer, double zer or single zer, double kasra or single kasra, double jar or single jar, depending on if it's got alif lam or not. If it's got alif lam, then it will be single jar. If it's got no alif lam, then it will have a double jar. Okay, so we're going to come across quite a few. So I'll say the rules again. Okay, so this sentence construction is about a possession and its possessor. So the first word in the possessed and possessor, mudaf and mudaf ilay, mudaf meaning possessed, mudaf ilay meaning possessor, will be the possessed. So the possessed by default will always have a single rafa. Point number 2, it can never have alif lam or tanween, meaning a double rafa. Okay, going over to the possessor will have alif lam or tanween. Tanween meaning double rafa, double jar, so on and so forth. But that double jar or single jar will depend on whether this has alif lam or it doesn't have alif lam. If it has alif lam, this will be single. If it doesn't have alif lam, this will be double. Okay, so those are the rules for mudaf, mudaf ilay, possessed and possessor. Is this rule absolutely crystal clear to everyone? If you want to take a screenshot, please feel free to take a screenshot. Okay, and you can ask questions. I will allow an extra 5 minutes very quickly for any questions related to this or anything else that we've learned today. So if you want to take a screenshot, please do take it.
I want to ask a question.
Yeah.
Like you said, ghurfatu, and this is the possessed one will always have, this is called
Rafa.
Rafa. And you said when this one, which is possessor, will have alif lam, then it will have kasra, right? So how you will fit them like ghurfatul hamidi?
No, so when those examples come, I will then emphasize that. You could say ghurfatul mudiri, ghurfatul mudiri. So the principal's room. So this is another point that when you translate, you will always translate from the possessor to the possessed. This is also another thing to keep in mind. Okay, so example, if you had al-mudiru and you had ghurfa, you add ghurfa before it because it's a possession, you would say ghurfatul mudiri. Okay, is that okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Any other questions at all?
So ghurfatu, the first word ghurfatu is possessed, and second hamidin is a possessor. Is it like that?
Yes, absolutely. It's exactly that. So the first word, so this is known as mudaf. This is known as a mudaf, the possessed. And this is known as mudaf ilay, the possessor. So we're learning a sentence structure which within it talks about possession and its possessor. So that's basically what it is. Yeah?
I didn't get the second rule of possessor.
Yes.
One was it will always be a single or double kasra depending
Yes.
on what alif lam or not.
Exactly.
Alif lam, then I didn't get that.
If what, sorry?
If it has alif lam, then
it will be a single jar, a single kasra. Okay, because with because whenever alif lam comes on any word in the Arabic language, the end haraka or the end sign will always be single. That's a rule of thumb. Always. When alif lam comes on any noun, regardless, the ending will always be a single sign, whether it's rafa, pesh, whether it's kasra, zir, regardless. Okay?
Ustad, and do we translate it as Hamidun's room or the room of Hamid?
So Hamid's room, the translation is always from the possessed to the possessor.
From the possessed to the possessor. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So that's basically how it's done, inshallah. This is being recorded, so please do go through the recording. And lesson 5 we will start next week. And in lesson 5, inshallah ta'ala, is where we will be going through the examples and I will pointing it out one by one. Okay? Inshallah. Are there any other questions or queries from the brothers or sisters?
Just a quick question. Like you said, this Ghurfatu Hamidin, it's Hamid's room. But you were saying Ghurfatul Madiri, then how it will be translated? Room of the...
No. So the translation is always done from the possessor to the possessed.
Okay.
So in Ghurfatul Mudiri, you would say the principal's or the teacher's room. So that when you do the translation in English, the translation will always be from the possessor to the possessed. Okay?
Translate to possess.
Yeah, from the possessor to the possessed. From the mudaf ilay to the mudaf. The mudaf is the possessed. Mudaf ilay is the possessor. So the translation will always be from the possessor, the person who owns the possession, to the possession, the object which is being owned. Okay?
Okay, that's it will be now the head teacher's room. Because
Yes.
he is the possessor.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So inshallah, we're going to go through some more examples next week in the book, hopefully from lesson 5. Okay,
And
so
Brother Mudaf, is it second word is Marifa? Mudaf and Marifa is the same?
sorry.
Mudaf and Marifa is like same, like we say Mudaf ile Marifa Nakira.
So Marifa and Nakira is slightly different. With Marifa and Nakira, Marifa is obviously specific words, and there are various types in the Arabic language. The Nakira is those words which are general. They don't have specific information. So there are different types of Marifa, there are different types of Nakira, but that's slightly more advanced. So I won't go into that at this stage. But Mudaf ilay makes, so it's actually a marifa. Basically, when you have that sentence structure, it makes the whole sentence a marifa, basically a specific thing. Because when you say someone's something, it becomes a specific sentence structure. So in that case, it will be a marifa.
Yeah, like al-baytu, al-kamisun.
Yeah, so you could say, you could say qamisul mudiri or qamisul muhandisi, the engineer's shirt. Yeah, so it's specific. It becomes specific because you're clearly showing the possessor and its possession. So that becomes very specific. So the reader knows exactly what you're referring to.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Jazakallah khair wa ahsan jaza fi darain. And inshallah, I shall see all of you same time next week. Barakallahu feek. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam.